Good evening, Mr. Michael. I'm happy to meet you today, despite so many tight schedule you have. In fact, one of your staff was telling me that today is for a particular appointment, but well, you were persuaded to try out of a very tight teeth. You make out time for us. Thank you so much. I am Akindele Femi. I am here regarding a particular research on a project, and your company was picked among transport company in Nigeria. It was picked for that very case study. So that is why we really need you. I have to say thank you so much for your time again. So I really need to meet you, sir.
Thank you. My name is Michael Joshua,
Okay.
and I'm the manager of Femdan Tranco Investments Nigeria. So that's me.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. My first question, without wasting time, because I understand your busy schedule, is how you perceive your role as a manager in Femdan. I really need to know how it is, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Specifically, my role as the manager is just overseeing daily operations, strategic planning, and to make sure I foresee that all workers have a positive vibe in doing their daily activities on daily basis. And I'm also responsible for team development and make sure that every member of this company are working to foresee and to assess to gain the common goal of this investment.
Oh, thank you so much. That's good. Okay. The second question is as well very important as well. I want to know, how do you prioritize and delegate tasks among your team member? Most especially because people find it hard to cooperate, most especially drivers, conductors, and so many other teams. I don't know how you really prioritize delegation among them.
Thank you. Well, it depends. I prioritize tasks based on urgency most of the time. When there is urgency, maybe there are some trip, there are some work that need urgency to be attended to. So I do it based on that. And at times, it's based on team strength. So because those workers, they are not of the same strength. So I have to look for which one have the enough strength to go on the trip and the ability as an individual. So delegating, even sometimes I consider the capacity. So, and the most important thing is to make sure I order and to give them clear instruction on what they will do. So it's as simple as that, and just to make sure there is accountability.
Thank you. What are the standard procedure followed by the management in employee performance evaluation in this company?
Okay, well, the performance evaluation in most cases based on balance assessment of individual and team contribution. Also, we also work on regular feedback session. So as they are feeding us back on how they are working, how things are being done, and their activities. So those are the things that we use as our performance evaluation. And we also look into the goal setting discussion, as in the goal that have been set for them, how they work on it as an individual, as a team generally. So those are the things that we use to make sure we as our performance evaluation in this investment.
Thank you. This question somehow could be somehow, but I guess it's very important. I understand transport company employment means in some areas, most especially in this your vicinity and state. These people, most especially conductors, conductors and drivers' relationship. I know many of them to be very, very aggressive, most especially conductor. The conductor employed to assist driver. Sometimes I used to hear so many things about them disobeying driver, they are trying as well, most especially. Many of them have this inferiority complex and they want to cover up at all time. How do you educate your drivers? How do you make them gel for you to have a good performance in your company?
Okay, thank you. Due to experience, we are able to put some things in place that help in such manner. Like before we employ an individual, we make sure we give them training. So after the training, we assess them and we see that they are good enough or they have understand to a certain level before we employ them. And also after employment, we make sure that we do seminar on occasional basis. Sometimes 3 times in a year, depends. So they will educate them, they will give them disciplinary actions for such attitude. And there is phone number to call if there is passengers can access a phone number that they can call the company so that we know what is going on. So all those things have been helping us to put them in check. And as far as they are well trained before they are employed and they are having seminar occasionally, so it has really helped us a lot. So on that aspect, we have been managing it very well.
That's very, very good and laudable of you. It's part of what I met one of your staff the other time. They were talking about their seminars that are coming. I was thinking, conductor having seminar, they are having training. Despite we all understand how they are. Thank you very much once again. Thank you for that answer. Thank you. How does the company promote professionals development among its managerial staff? That's the question I've been wanting to ask. How were they promoted?
Well, based on that, the professional development is encouraged through membership programs. They organize programs, so for all members of the managerial staffs. So through that, we'll be able to evaluate them and know much more about their activities. So we'll be able to develop much more about them. And we have external trainings as well. So outside our own investments, they go for training and all that. Those are the things being put in place. So and participation as well in the industry, maybe like conference and all that. And we also do something we call KPI. So those are the things that we put in place that we do that has been helping us in our professional development among our staffs.
Thank you. Has there been any time one of your staff, or mostly the managerial staff, proved you wrong in any way? Prove you wrong in a sense that you were thinking they wouldn't perform to a particular standard, and along the line, some things you didn't tell them, you just see, or some things you didn't teach or train them before, you just see them perform beyond that very boundary. I know you may be very happy. How have you ever experienced that?
Yes, that is a good question, and I really appreciate that. The fact is that through the years of work and experience, I've been able to understand that you cannot undermine human ability or their performance or put a level to what they can do. Most of the time, they even do beyond your expectation. Once you've been encouraging them and you've been giving them a free hand to make sure that things work smoothly, So once you did not limit them to a certain level, though there are rules and regulation guidelines, but most of the times the fact is that they themselves, once they know their job and they have it in mind to work to achieve common goal as everybody in this investment, so they tend to do more to prove themselves and to prove their intelligence and their ability. So most of the time they even encourage us, like we the manager and even the CEO and all that. So most of the time they do happen. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's very good. How do you handle conflict uh, within your team? So many times I know there's no way everything will be going smoothly among drivers and conductors, among managers, among HR, among supervisors and team. How do you handle conflicts? Because it is bound to happen. Teeth and tongues used to fight this, no matter how close they are. How do you handle them most of the time?
Thank you very much. Those are the major challenges we do have as well. But what we do is that we make sure we have open discussion concerning any conflict at all.
Open discussion at all time.
Yes, because if we be able to resolve it, we will need an open discussion. Because if not for open discussion, when you say that you just hear from one side and you not throw an open discussion, so that you will hear from this side, you will hear from the other side, then you'll be able to listen to people and through investigation as well. Beyond the statement of both parties, you go beyond that, you make your own findings as well. Maybe if they have the senior staffs, you do findings, we make inquiries, and we try to go to the bottom and find out the root cause of the issue, the conflict. So after all that, we give them chances as an individual to express themselves. Because if you don't do that, they might keep that in their mind and it will continue affecting their daily activities. So we make sure that we allow them to speak their mind, to say whatever they want to say, and we do our investigation, and we'll be able to manage and resolve most of our conflicts without no issue maybe involving all those security personnel and all that. So we handle most of it on our own because we would have do the normal stuff that we are supposed to do. So we address it and we provide solution, and we make sure that these parties agree to our resolution and the other parties as well. Once they have agreed, and we settle it, and that's it.
Thank you so much for that. Challenges do you encounter in managing a diverse, team? How do you address them? I want you to really clear the air and throw more light on how you manage diverse team under this organization.
Concerning that, we all know that, like I said, it's all have much more to do about communication. So the challenges include communication barrier. So, and the workers, they have their different work styles. So those are the challenges we normally face. So, but we've been able to manage that through fostering an inclusive culture, and we do organize team building activities among the teams, among individuals, and we promote open dialogue. So, like I said, when there is open dialogue, we'll be able to handle such. So those are the steps that we'll be able to put in place concerning that.
That's very good. Nigeria is in it has so many diverse language among in the country. Let me say, how do you cope with the languages How do you, the barriers, how do you cope with it among your team?
Yeah. Well, as we know, despite Nigeria have diverse language and all that, we have common language, which is English language, and we are able to cope as for the individual, like those that are normal Nigerian staff, like the drivers, the conductors, the mechanics, and all of that. So we'll be able to cope because we be able to allow them to pidgin, speak pidgin, we understand them and we know how to communicate with them. But in most cases, due to various their through diverse language and all that, it has been a little bit challenges. And for the fact that we have different religion in this country, so sometimes some part of the religion will be that they have their prayer time, so time and all that. So we'll be able to cope and to know, to be specific about our workers as an individual. You know, you are from this type, you are this tribe, we try to understand your culture and we put measure in place that will help you and help our company as well. And concerning the religions as well, we know that putting you on a journey, on a trip that might affect you and affect company as well. So we tend to use another worker that will be more efficient and capable, that have the capability of handling such. So that's how we handle such situation.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Action.
In what way do you believe your employee morals influence overall performance or productivities?
Okay, that is a nice one there. I believe, and for the fact, high morale leads to increased engagement among them, and it even helps in their collaboration. So when they have a good morale, when they are in good mood, they collaborate very well. And this work has all to do about collaboration and teamwork. So without that, things won't all go well. And regular feedbacks. So when they are in good time, when they have high morale, when they are okay, we really have regular feedbacks on their activities. They've been giving us feedback, we know how this is going and all that. And those are the things that really influence our overall productivities. So recognition programs as well, so do help. And team building, contributions, and those are the things that do improve morale. So it really helps, and it is a must for us as per se concerning our transportation investment. It is a must that we make sure we give them an able environment, able to cater for them, make sure they are in good condition, so that most times they have a high morale to do their works, because that will really affect our activities and will really affect our overall productivities. So it's very important.
There's another question regarding this, because some people we have different ways of boosting morals. I wouldn't say in this country, because it's somehow it goes beyond this country. Some people boost morale through alcoholic, through taking some things. Have you ever caught any of your staff with such, and how do you manage, or how do you discipline them, or do you allow all those morale boosting in that way, if I may say?
Well, I could understand the aspect you have been looking at, but I can assure you that is not for all company or investments in this country, because some people have been able to put in place measure and serious discipline concerning that, most especially when it comes to transportation. So you don't permit or allow it at all. Anything that has to do with drugs or alcohol at all. Even if you want to do such, that would be maybe after your work period or outside the working hours. So such is not allowed during the work hour or in the company premises and all that. But when I mean that we put in place measures and we make sure that we give them a legal environment and we encourage them to boost their morale. At times, maybe they are supposed to go on a journey that might last them for like 12 hours or 3 hours. So maybe they have some challenges along the line. So we'll be able to encourage them, maybe provide a softening solution that will make it easy for them. Sometimes if needed be for them to find a place to sleep, maybe it costs them overnight, we will be able to give them a standard hotel so that they will feel relaxed, they will enjoy themselves. So those things are the things that will boost their morale. And at times when such happen, they have to work extensively, maybe above the normal period of time they are supposed to use. So we normally do stuff that we might call it overtime payment. So those are the things that we encourage them. So when such things occur or happens, they know that at least there is a plus for them. So those stuff that are the things that we put in place that normally improve their morale so that the whole operation will work smoothly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Can you share an experience where diversity is in terms of cultures, in terms of language, in terms of religion leads to cohesion? You know, when those things comes together and give you good reports, good results in your team management.
Okay, thank you. We have a lot of experience. Experience is day-to-day things that we need to be having and to be working on. We've had in the past some issues, sometimes whereby our workers, maybe let me say our drivers and all that, we have to go to some region where they speak different language from theirs and all that. So we will be able to understand that including someone maybe like conductor or like people that monitor the activities of the driver and the conductors, or sometimes we have mechanical engineer that also help them. Maybe they have issue along the road. So we'll be able to include people that we understand the language of those people, because we should have it in our mind that not all our customers, our passengers, we understand our general language as in English language. Some of them are timid and they are used to their own normal language. At times they might prefer to use their own language. So including such person that understand their language, when we know that this is the path they are heading to, so we are able to include maybe conductor or other personnel, so that understand the language, so that it will help them along their journey and even at their arrival. So that I'll be able to help us as well. And concerning the religion, when you have a country whereby there is diverse of religion, different religion and all that, it is most for us to be able to include maybe one side of it, another person from another religion, so that will help them both to be able to relate with our customers, our passenger proper. When this one say, this time of my prayer, I'm so religion, the other person will understand much more better. So that has really helped us as a company. So to include different language, culture, religions, so it has been able to help us to put them together to work as a team to achieve the common goal of this investment.
How, again, if I may ask, how do you encourage, or how, in which way, or in which scheme plan are you using to really encourage your staff, member staff? Is there any way, a specific way that you see that this kind of things has been working? A way you use to encourage them that makes them work?
And there are several ways that we used to encourage them. Like I said before in the earlier interview, I have mentioned some in my statement earlier. And there are several other things that we used to do, like our annual end of the year program. We put in place some stuff that we used to encourage them.
Like what?
We have some stuff that we call like draw. When whereby you might go with something that you are supposed, on the normal ground, that you are supposed to pay or bought for maybe like 100, 200,000, you'll be able to get it as cheap as maybe 20,000, or maybe something like 1/10 of the payment that you are supposed to. So having fun as well, we are putting stuff in place that we even encourage them. They know that this thing is plus for them, and we have a lot of gifts that we push out during those stuff and during
Is it at the end festive period?
Okay. So, and aside from that, we'll be able to encourage them, like we give them a chance to, an avenue for them to apply for scholarship, maybe for their children, and when there is other opportunities when they can gain from, we involve them. Even outside our investment, when we see that this is an opportunity that our workers can enjoy and gain from. So we brought in all those stuff. So we involve them so that they will partake and gain from it. So those are stuff that we put in place and the way we used to encourage them and help them as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do you have an insurance program for your team or your staff? Do you have anything like that that can encourage them during challenges period?
Yeah, thank you very much. I may say that these are most important thing when it comes to Femdan Tranco. We take it seriously, because without our staffs and our workers welfare, we will be unable to function proper. So we take their welfare and their well-being so serious. So there is definitely, we have insurance being put in place, even concerning our workers as an individual. Maybe like when they have health issue, there is we have a health facility, or not being owned by our company, but we make arrangements, payment, all that for all our staff to go there and to receive treatment freely, being paid out of our company's pockets. So that do not include their salary or any other of their entitlement. So we've put that in place. And when it comes to maybe accident and all those stuff, there are insurance companies that handle such. So it has nothing to do with our workers or at all. So we have insurance company. When such happen, they are the ones who handle it. They are the ones to take care of it. Maybe other incidents, like maybe among our Nigerian staffs and all that, we've also put in place insurance concerning that as well, and they know about it. So that's how we do.
Very grateful for your time today. I'm really surprised that you can even make out time, despite so many times that I've been here and you were busy going to maybe other branches, or monitoring your team. Thank you so much for your time. I still have time. I still have some other people I need to meet under this. Perhaps some other day I will come back to have an interview. I know you will permit me, sir, to meet with either one of your supervisor, your driver, and conductor perhaps. So, but I'm really grateful for your time today, because I know you are the key point in this very organization. Thank you. I appreciate Femdan Tranco in general. I know you will extend my blessings to them. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much.